What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and Blizzard actually did it. The absolute cowards canceled Q&A at Blizzcon in a nefarious way. Now, I've been watching the Blizzcon schedule pretty closely over the past few days and talking with my insiders as well as people like Mark Kern, wondering if we were going to see any Q&A at all. And when you look at the schedule, there's a lot of open spots where we presumably will see them announce new products, right? In the Mythic stage, they've got several coming soons. You've got, another quarter century of Warcraft, an audio thing, a presentation. They've got good stuff going on, it looks like, for BlizzCon fans, Blizzard fans. You've got a Heroes of the Storm update, which seems odd. Hearthstone update. You see no Q&A at all on day 2. Day 1 is just an event. And then you go to day 3, Saturday, and way at the end of the day, you've got Voices of Azeroth, you've got Artist Work Diablo, you've got Hearthstone Finals all day, you've got art show, you've got a coming soon. These are probably different announcements. And at the end of the day, they have a World of Warcraft Q&A. They have no, from what I can see currently, no Hearthstone Q&A, no... I guess World of Warcraft is the big one, but no Overwatch Q&A. At least it's not on the schedule, and you would think that it would be. We've got just the World of Warcraft Q&A, and it says, got something you've been dying to know about Azeroth? Join the World of Warcraft development team to ask your questions about lore, zones, dungeons, raids, and more. Now, if you've been following BlizzCon for the past, I don't know how many years, you probably know Red Shirt Guy. And really, ironically, other red shirt guy as well. The first red shirt guy was known for knowing meticulously World of Warcraft lore and pointing out things ultra specifically and became a crowd favorite. Then we had last year's Is This an Out-of-Season April Fool's Joke? Humiliating Blizzard in front of the world. And now the absolute heroes of Blizzard have decided to change the way that they are even going to do their only Q&A that's currently announced. Now, Blizzard can do this. I can react to it. I think what they're doing here is very similar to what I thought they would do. I thought that they would precede questions or even bring in patsies to ask questions for them. But what they're doing here is even more cowardly. Have questions about BlizzCon's World of Warcraft announcement? Head over to the Arch in the Dark Moon Fair to submit your question. Nearby, you will see a gnomish mailbox. Fill out a card, drop it in. We'll answer as many as we can. So they have completely removed the human interaction, the best part of BlizzCon, by the way, in my opinion. Everything else you could see online in just a YouTube video. I don't need BlizzCon to see an Overwatch 2 trailer or to hear a World of Warcraft announcement. They could just release it on YouTube and everything would be fine. The best part of BlizzCon was the Q&A, was the unpredictability of it. And after being humiliated last year and expecting more humiliation this year, the absolute cowards have decided to remove the Q&A. One could argue placing in more censorious behavior here on their own customers. Now, it's not a shareholders meeting. They are not required to give you a voice. But for years, they have allowed their own customers to ask a question. And now they are so afraid of being humiliated again that they won't do a Q&A. What does that say about Blizzard when, as Mark Kern puts it, BlizzCon has no choice but to not take live questions. Blizzard has no choice but to cancel their Nintendo Overwatch event and Taiwan's 15th anniversary WoW celebration. This is what happens when you trash your brand so badly that even your loyal fans can't be trusted. That's an important takeaway. If you look at who's going to show up at an Overwatch event at the Nintendo place, who's going to show up at the 15th anniversary of World of Warcraft in Taiwan, who's going to show up at BlizzCon but your most hardcore fans and thoughts, probably. I don't know. I'm assuming. People who want to take selfies there, chase clout. I'm not sure. I assume that 39,900 of the 40,000 people attending BlizzCon are hardcore Blizzard fans and have been making the pilgrimage every year. Many of them probably stood in those lines to try and ask a question at various Q&A panels throughout the session, and this year we'll find out quietly, by the way, that they are not allowed to do so. That once they arrive, they'll think about their Q&A question, they'll plan around the Q&A panel, then they'll show up and realize that the absolute heroes on stage are only going to answer pre-screened questions from note cards. Think about that. This is coming from a guy that bought two, not one, but two original WoW Classic server blades. I promoted WoW Classic. I've played Hearthstone. I've spent thousands of dollars on Hearthstone. I've played just about every Blizzard product except Overwatch. Never really got into that. What is happening? This company should be ashamed of themselves. If they thought that they had done the right thing, if they thought that they had remedied the situation in any way, what would they have to fear? If they thought that they were going to be on the side of the customer, if they thought that the products they were going to release would be well received, what do they have to fear? Annie, you're making it hard for me to be intense right now. You put your tail on my face. Aw. I don't understand. If you're so afraid of your customers going up to that microphone, let's be honest, saying something like Free Hong Kong, why even have BlizzCon? It's supposed to be for the fans, but you're saying, quite frankly, I don't want to hear what the fans have to say. I don't want to hear legitimate critiques of what we've done as a business. We just want you to consume our products and then begin getting excited about our next products. Of course, I saw this coming. You all saw this coming. We've talked about it in the live stream. We talked about it in all the videos. I've said, I'm on the record of saying, I'm sure Blizzard will cancel Q&A. There's no way they could handle another embarrassment. But canceling it itself is far more embarrassing. It'd be nice to see that the crowd chanting something that they couldn't silence. It'd be nice, but I can't expect gamers who spent thousands of dollars to go to BlizzCon just to enjoy their day in game to be worried about that. It's not fair. I get it. But look how Magic the Gathering handled it. They let their Hong Kong player say whatever he wanted. And guess what? They do sell Magic the Gathering products in China. They don't care. They know how bad you look, Blizzard. This is a litmus test. And you continue to turtle. You continue to hide from your own customers. Imagine that. I've told you, Blizzard, 1,000 times, if I've told you once, you needed to, and you could still come out and say, we are sorry, we didn't handle this right. Here's this new specific rule. Retroactive bans have been canceled. But you won't do it. Look what we know about what China demanded from the NBA, a multi-billion-dollar industry ran by multi-billionaires, was told by China to fire somebody here in the United States for them standing with Hong Kong. And they probably almost did it. They certainly made them delete the tweet. And now look what's happened. Every night there's people in the stands with Hong Kong t-shirts, people carrying signs. I love it. I hope it goes on all season. I hope that these games get banned in China because they can't show anything. And if these NBA players had any stones, fake activists like LeBron James, maybe he'd throw a little Free Hong Kong t-shirt on. He's too worried about his money, though, just like Blizzard. And it's so sick. How much money is enough? Blizzard, This isn't the way. This is going to look horrible. People are going to watch this video. They're going to leave a like on it. They're going to comment on it. It's going to end up maybe trending. People are going to share it on Twitter. And what do you look like? You can make a mistake and apologize and come back from it. But doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling down on it makes you look ignorant. It makes you look childish. It makes you look scared. There are more important things in this world than money, and most of your customers understand that, as many of us paid you $15 a month while we didn't even play your games for many months at a time. We wanted to support you. You've lost your way. You've been blinded by that China money. And to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Once a company becomes publicly traded, they lose their soul. And that's what Blizzard has done. This is pathetic.